Just here today, I'm going to be brewing for you the Coopers Red Rattler Ale. This is something that you can find on their website. I ordered this kit through the members club, which is great. Actually, it's a really good incentive. It comes free shipping. It's only $50 or something like that, and you know, to get the ingredients to do this sort of thing, if you're to do a kit and extract, kits and bits, it'll work out a lot more expensive than that. I've done kits and bits in the past, similar to this, different styles, but they've worked out being anywhere in the vicinity of $60 to $80 once you buy all the kits and things like that. Got here, what I've done now is I've actually just put I've cracked the grains and I've put them into the pot, which is sitting here on the stove. I've taken the temperature, get that out of the way. So these are the grains here. They're starting to look very, very nice. Just keeping an eye on those, making sure that they're, that's, like I said, that's 300 grams of the Karl Malt 3, which is giving a very nice hue right there. We have this one here is the Coopers Pale Ale. This one here is the Amber Malt. Alright, so what I've done is I've taken the labels off and I've just submerged them into the boiling water there. This pot is about 10 litres, I believe, maybe a bit more. And just keep the lid on that, and I'll just keep that in there until I'm ready to use it. That'll keep it nice and soft. When the grains are ready to boil, I'll boil them in this pot. I'll transfer them from here into here, and then I will just take those out and throw those straight into the fermenter. Okay, so all my gear is sanitized. It's been an hour now, so we are now ready to go with the grains here. So get that out of the sun. Oh, it looks delicious. Smells amazing. That's just, yeah, it smells absolutely delicious, that. Yeah, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the extract. I'm going to take these two cans, I'm going to open them up, I'm going to drop them into the fermenter, and then I'm going to empty this out and strain the grains back into the fermenter, into this big larger pot here. Then we're going to add the 500 grams of light DME, and then we will bring that, add an extra 2 litres of water, so it'll be 4 litres of water all up. Bring that up to the boil, and then add the hops and give that the Willamette hops, and then give that 10 minutes, and then take that off, and we'll stick it straight into an ice bath. Beautiful thing about Canberra during the winter is that the water in the tap is actually very cold, so that's going to be absolutely fantastic. Okay, so I've strained that now into there. I've added the extra what do you call it? Water. So this is up at about 4 litres. Just going to add the dry malt extract as instructed. We'll stir that up, get that mixed in, and then bring it into a rolling boil, and then throw in the hops. Give that 10 minutes. So once again, this was 300 grams of Karl Munich Malt 3. We steeped it for an hour at 64 to 65 degrees. I then strained it into a larger pot, added an extra 2 litres of water. Now I've added the light dry malt extract. I'm just stirring that in to get that nicely mixed together. Allow that to come into a rolling boil. Some of that off the side there. Okay, so this burner is actually a wok burner that I've got on here, so this stove, so this shouldn't take too long to get up to the required temperature. Now while that's doing, what I've done here is I have added the liquid malt extract into the fermenter. I've added a little bit of hot water into that as well, and I've stirred it together, and it's given me a nice consistency there. There's the spent grain and the 2 malt extract containers. So now we wait for this to get up to temperature, get to a rolling boil, and then I'll add those. So while I'm waiting for that to come up to the boil, I'm just going to fill this sink here with water. That water is actually very cold. It's I checked the temperature of it before. It's coming in at about 11 degrees, 11 to 12 degrees I think it stopped at. So that's fantastic. That'll allow that to come down nice and cool. And then I'll just keep emptying it out and refilling it to bring that temperature down. Okay, I'll stand back this time, but there's the we've just come to a rolling boil, and now I'm just going to wait for the hop break before I throw the hops in. But that only took about 3-4 minutes to get up to the boil stage. So and then we drop those into the mix. Get them all out, sticky doubles. Hops are in, take the time, and we give that 10 minutes to boil away. Okay, so we're coming up to the 10 minutes now. This is still going at a good boil. And then, alright, so that's 10 minutes now, so I'll turn the gas off. Cool that a little bit, and I'll take the pot straight over and pop it straight into this cold water bath, and I'll just keep monitoring that, keep changing the temperature, and get the spoon in there, stir it around, trying to release as much of that hot air as I possibly can. But that is, the whole house just smells amazing right now. Very confident that this should be a very delicious and very delightful beer. Okay, so it's been about 7 minutes, and that's down to about 24 degrees, which is absolutely fantastic. This water is cold, which is great. So I think 24 is good. I mean, it's in here, it's quite warm still, and then when I add that on top, once I add the cold water from the tap, that's going to drop the temperature right down. I've actually got to have to be a little careful of how far it drops down, because I don't want to have it too cold and then I've got to try and raise the temperature again. That's the last thing I need. But this here is ready to go in now. So I'm going to strain it, tip it through the strainer here, which has been sanitized, into the fermenting bucket there, and then top it up. So I'll come back to you when that's all been done and we're ready to pitch the yeast. Okay, so I've added the ingredients, the wort, to the extract. I've mixed it together. I put in 20 litres just to start with, of just tap water using a sanitized pot there. And then when I checked the temperature, it started off at around, when the wort went in with the extract, it started off around 35. The extract was, I'd used boiling water to break that down while the wort was boiling. And it dropped down within about up to 15 litres. I checked the temperature again, it was down to 20.6. That's just using water out of the tap, which is absolutely fantastic. So now I'm just going to do a hydrometer reading to check where we're at with that. I'm going to also aerate the wort here. I've topped it up to the 23 litre mark. That should keep it at a constant temperature, so that it's ready to pitch. All in all, actually, that was actually quite quick to get it down from boiling to this. I mean, obviously it's not a full boil, but good to know that in Canberra during winter the water is good. On the other flip side though, during summer it's absolute poo, and it's basically like adding boiling water to your wort. So in we go. Just going to get a little bit more tap water to rinse the bottom part of that out. That's been all sanitised except for the tap water. Give it one last stir. Really get the yeast in there. That's the draw side. Give it that one last kick, and everywhere she goes. Alright, just check the hydrometer reading. I don't tend to bother putting the hydrometer sample back in the fermenter. I don't think, you know, however many mils that is, 60, 70, 80, whatever it is, 100 mils, I don't think that's going to make a big dent at the end of the day. And quite honestly, it's one less thing I have to bother sanitizing. So, as always, it rolls around to the back, so I can't see it. Alright, so that's registering at 1.048. 1.048. I can't seem to focus on that, but that's all good. Yeah, so 1.048. The expected, according to Lee Recipes, the expected ABV should be around 5.8%, which is very good, actually. So there it is there. It's got nice colour. Nice and dark. I think this is going to be a really nice brew. It smells amazing. That Willamette is just absolutely to die for. So that's sitting somewhere between 18 and 20. I'm going to run with 19, which is what I got off my thermometer. And I am absolutely hanging out for this to be done in 1 week's time. Bottle it, give it a week. It says 2 weeks in the instructions, but I'm obviously going to give it the standard 4 weeks. Basically why these kits and bits from Coopers are so good. It's because they do allow you to brew good quality, relatively good quality beer cheaply, and you get a better product than you would if you just threw the Coopers pale ale into water and then mixed it up and threw a bit of dextrose in it. This is going to be a much better product. You've got hops. It's effectively a partial extract. Partial extract. It's definitely not a mini mash. So yeah, there we have it. Coopers Red Rattler Ale.